This is the most reproduced portrait that's ever been used on a stamp. Estimates vary from 200 billion to...
What's happening, guys, and welcome back to another awesome video on our channel. You see the Queen and the British royal family flashing some eyes every now and then. From pictures and videos, the family looks posh and wealthy, but in reality, their fortune is more than what most of us can only imagine. Their concrete assets alone are both over $88 billion. Though it can be easy to assume where the royal family's money comes from, it just doesn't give a clear picture of their complete wealth. So head on in and find out how rich the British royal family is. Considering the British Empire has at one point in history invaded all but 22 countries of the world, we know they have an insane amount of wealth lying around. Despite this, the truth of how their fortune is earned and distributed now is a bit more complex than most people know. The way the royal family is paid has changed several times over the course of their reign, and it's frequently debated to this day too. For starters, the government financially supports the monarchy by means of a sovereign grant. This grant is 25% of the annual profits of the Crown's estates that include land historical sites and royal residencies that neither belong to the monarchy or the public. The Crown's estates also include over 24,000 acres of forestry, 66,000 plus acres of common land, 263,000 acres of farmland, 285,000 acres of mining land and quarries, Windsor Estate, and Buckingham Palace. The Crown Estate has an annual revenue that hovers around $2 billion. Of this amount, the sovereign receives 25%. This used to be 15% previously, but was increased for renovations of the Buckingham Palace. It is expected that this percentage will drop down soon. The Duchy of Lancaster is another property of the monarchy. This is a private estate, and everything that falls within it also belongs to the Crown. This has been kept with the royals for generations now. From this, every year, the Crown receives some revenue in an amount called the Privy Purse. To give you an example of what the monarchy receives from this purse will require us to go back to 2018. $20.8 million of the revenue collected from the Duchy of Lancaster was given to the Crown.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have said that they will work to become financially independent from the royal family.
Duchy of Lancaster isn't the only duchy in the scene. There's also the Duchy of Cornwall, which is a crown entity that holds assets to provide an income for the oldest son of the Queen. In 2011 to 2012, the Duchy of Cornwall was valued at $728 million, and the annual profit of just over $18 million was paid to Prince Charles. He uses the money partially for charity work, but he also uses this to pay the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Cambridge. One other important thing to know is that the duchies are not taxed, so all the amount goes to the monarchy's pockets without deductions. But the monarchy earns a lot more from the government. Queen Elizabeth is the prime example of that. Although her wealth can't be proved verifiably, experts have made some estimations given what is public information. Historians and financial experts have put her fortune around the $500 million mark. The Queen has many assets of her own, many of which have been passed down to her from generations and are privately owned by her. One of her most unique assets is her stamp collection. It's valued at over $100 million. The collection started way back in 1864 and was passed down to her at a very young age when she began collecting them avidly as well. Besides this are the houses she owns. While she spends most of her time at Buckingham Palace, there are two mansions that are privately owned by the Queen herself. First is the Sandringham House, a country retreat the Queen is known to spend 2 months of a year at. It is built on over 60 acres of gardens, including lakes, glades, and water gardens. The Sandringham House has long been an escape for the royal family. The estate has gone through several changes throughout the years and currently boasts a Jacobean-style main home. The interior of the massive home has dozens of lavish rooms. Many ornate and furnishings one will find at the house has been passed down generations. Furthermore, for a more relaxing evening, the Queen can retire to the saloon, which boasts stunning wooden arches, a fireplace, a chandelier, a place to play the piano, and even a small dining room.
This is the most reproduced portrait that's ever been used on a stamp. Estimates vary from 200 billion to...
This is also where the family enjoys their afternoon tea every Christmas evening. The saloon also has a weighing machine which was installed by Edward VII, who would weigh guests upon their arrival and exit to see if they've been well fed. Not quite sure how this worked then and if this might work in today's social climate. There are some to no pictures of the inside of the house to maintain privacy of the family, but with whatever is known, it is beyond lavish and the pinnacle of luxury. There's a formal dining room with bright green walls, a large ballroom, a billiards room, and even a bowling alley. The corridors of the home are lined with Indian armor, which Edward VII gathered on his trip to India and Asia in 1875. There's also a special home for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Further down, you will also find a park house, which was the original birthplace of Princess Diana, though it is now being used as a hotel. There is also a wood farm, which is used as the residence of Prince Philip. This little house is also full of historical ornaments and furniture that the family has inherited from its forefathers. Another privately owned home by the Queen is the Balmoral Castle, which is, as the name implies, a castle. Located in Scotland, the property has been a private asset of the royal family since 1852. It's built from granite in a Scottish baronial style, which adds a royal touch to the estate. Set on over 50,000 acres, the property is a working estate with forestry, ponies, and highland cattle. The land is lush with mountains, valleys, rivers, and lakes. Besides the lake is a boathouse and a hunting lodge, perfect for days when the family really wants to get away. There are 150 different buildings on the estate, including multiple holiday cottages and a malt whiskey distillery. There are 50 full-time employees and over 50 part-time workers who work at the estate to maintain everything. The ballroom is the only room that the public is permitted to physically see in the castle, though there are many photos that will help get an idea of the extravagant interior of the castle. Some rooms have a Gothic flair with a bit of the maximalist design, chandeliers, and clashing patterns. The Queen's study is known to have a plaid tartan carpet. All these are exquisite items present in the house for generations. Each of these are worth a lot themselves because of the long-standing history, so the value of the castle itself is beyond our imaginations. Do give us your thoughts on all these luxuries in the comment section down below. And before we head out of here, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and press that bell icon to receive further notifications and updates on such content in the future. And with that, I'll be catching you guys later in another video. Bye now!